Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are group 2 and first of all, let me to introduce ourselves. My name is Arianti Aulia Putri with the official number A1, M22000 and 2, and beside me
My name is Rima Purnama and registration number A1M220130.
And my name is Sulasmi. My register number is A1M2 19069.
Okay, actually this video is to fulfill the assignment on the course table 1, and in this video we will discuss about the direct method. So first, anyone can explain what is the meaning of the direct method? Maybe Rima?
Okay, my opinion, direct method is a method of teaching directly and naturally. In this method, vocabulary is taught, demonstration of object and the picture and other visual material.
Maybe Sulasmi can add the explanation.
Okay. In my opinion, is the direct method or the direct model is a way of teaching foreign language subject matter in which the teacher directly uses the foreign language as the language of interaction and without using the language of the student at all in teaching.
Okay, after the explanation, I can conclude that the direct method as a response to perceived inability of the grammar translation method to teach learners to genuinely communicate. This argument was that the grammar translation method is teach learners about the target language but know how to speak the target language. So in the direct method there is no translation, there is the native language. In fact, the mother tongue is expressly forbidden and all communication is directly in the target language. Vocabulary is explained through visual aid and demonstration, and speaking and listening skill are given priority, but reading and writing play their part. Grammar is deduced rather than instilled. Okay, I think that's all my explanation. Okay, the next question is, what is the principle of the direct method? So maybe I can answer of this question. So the principle of the direct method, the first is direct relation between thing and or touch and words. Okay, using this method, learners think and speak using the same medium. The second is oral practice. So this method emphasizes on oral practice for everyone, and the functional grammar. This method doesn't put emphasis on theatrical grammar, but the main stress is the functional grammar.
Can add the explanation, the principle of direct method. One, use of mother tongue. There is the complete prohibition of the use of the mother tongue. Therefore, learn main focus is on learning the language, the foreign language. Two, limited vocabulary. This method advocates the use of the limited vocabulary daily the words. The words must be from requirement or needs of the learners. 3. Sentence at the unit of speech. Here the unit of speech in a sentence.
Oh, okay. This is a great explanation. So the next is, what is the technique of the direct method? So who can answer this question?
Okay, I answer the question. One, reading aloud. Two, answer the question practice. Three, getting student of self-current. Four, conversation practice.
Okay, maybe I can add the technique of the direct method is the fill in the blank exercise, dictation, map drawing, and paragraph writing. I think that's all. Okay, here we have some question about this method. Maybe we can try to answer together. The first question is, in the previous chapter on the grammar translation method, we learned that grammar was treated deductively. In the direct method, grammar is treated inductively. Can you explain the difference between deductive and inductive treatment of grammar? Anyone can answer this question? Maybe no. Okay, I wanna try to answer this question. So, inductive reasoning is known as bottom-up logic, but while deductive reasoning is refer to as the top-up approach. The deductive think of something specific to determine conclusion, but the deductive takes generalized concept to reach a conclusion. I think that's all. Okay. The next question is, what are some of the characteristics of the direct method to make it so distinctive from the grammar translation method? Who can answer this
Okay,
question?
maybe I answer the question. Vocabulary is talk object, mimicry, and other visual and material elements is focuses. Vocabulary is talk on oral learning. The work is a development mainly talk, a question and answer from the teacher to the student. The grammar is assimilated by the inductive production.
Okay, I think it's a great answer. Okay. And the last question is, it has been said that it might be advantageous to a teacher using the direct method not to know his student native language. Do you agree? Why? Maybe Sulasmi can answer this question.
Yes, let me answer the question. And my answer is, I would agree if the student were advanced, because it would be the best way for the student to become fully familiar with his main object, which is to learn a language other than his or her.
Okay, I think
yeah.
it's good. Okay, after some explanation about this material, anyone maybe have a question about this material? I think I have a question about this material. So, what is the advantage and disadvantages of the direct method? Maybe
Yes.
Sulasmi can explain.
Okay, let me try to answer the questions about advantages of the direct method. Okay, the first and the focus in on oral practice, therefore the pronunciation improves. Second, in teaching vocabulary such as words, idioms, the method is good. Next, as there is direct relation between thought and expression, it helps the learners in having good fluency. Using direct methods, teacher helps students having good command over English. And the next, in teaching methods, the teacher proceeds from particularly to general and from concrete to abstract. Next, it makes the teaching English easier and more pleasant. A teacher uses various images or pictures to illustrate his or her point. In the next, This method creates the suitable environment for learners' English language. And the last one, as the unit of speech in direct methods is a sentence, students learn to speak complex sentence without any hesitation. So they get confident with command over good English. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so these advantages maybe.
Okay,
Rima?
maybe I answer the disadvantage the direct method. One, owing to overemphasis on oral practice, the other skill, namely reading and writing, are ignored to a great extent. Two, this is expensive method as the teacher is to use some aids from teaching. 3. In the early stage of learning, is the method is completely unsuccessful. Okay, thank you.
Okay, based on some explanation, I know what is the advantages and disadvantages of the direct method. So, anyone maybe have any question?
Maybe I have a question. Why direct method replace GTM or grammar translation method?
Okay, I think I can answer this question. So, grammar translation method was based on set of specific rigid rules dictation, cramming of rules, translation, and writing. And the major drawback of GTM or grammar translation method was lack of practical use of the target language. So there was no practice of the spoken language, and as the result, uh, learners were good at reading and able to writing some sentences, but they were unable to use that language in the spoken context. The conclusion of this discussion is the direct method as the response to perceptive inability of the grammar translation method to teach learners to genuinely communicate. The principle of the direct method, there are a direct relation between touch and words, and then oral practice, functional grammar, and then no mother tongue, limited vocabulary, and the sentence as one set of the speech. And then the technique of the direct method, there are reading aloud, question and answer exercise, getting students to self-correct, and there's conversation practice, and then fill in the blank exercise, dictation, map drawing, and then paragraph writing. And there are the advantages and disadvantages of the direct method. Okay, I think that's all we can say about this discussion, and hopefully it will benefit, and we say sorry if there are still many mistakes, and we can do our best for the next video discussion. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.